Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I am going to be giving you guys GCSE tips and sort of going through how to revise. You've got about 2 months left until your exams, so I thought now was the perfect time to make this kind of video. If you've come from my TikTok, then hi, my name's Tanisha and I don't just do like revision content, I also do other content, so be sure to subscribe, like, and throughout the video there will be different websites I talk about. All the links for these websites will be down in the caption below, and if you guys have any questions feel free to DM me. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube handle and I will pop it on the screen right here. I usually respond to my DMs within a day, so feel free to message me if you've got any further questions, and if there's quite a few questions then I will do a whole nother video. I am going to be doing a video about college versus sixth form, pros and cons. So if you're deciding whether you want to go to a college or sixth form, that video is for you guys. This video is not just for the year 11s, but also for the year 10s. So you guys know how to revise and what to sort of expect when it comes to your GCSEs and what tips would be good for you guys when you approach mocks and things like that. So this is just a general video, but I am going to really be specifically focusing on GCSEs, and the websites and the resources will be for that specifically, but how to revise you can apply anywhere. So without further ado, let's get started. Your girl. The first thing I'm going to go through is how to plan your revision effectively. Keyword being effectively. You can plan your revision, but what if it's not effective enough? Then it's not going to help you. So that's what we're going to go through now. If I'm looking down, it's because I've got notes on my notepad. So the website I'm going to put you guys on, I can't lie to you guys, I may or may not have gatekeeped the website, okay? I'm sorry. But it was such a good website, I gatekeeped it for so long, but I am going to be telling you guys. It is Smart Study Gal. I will put it up here, but also links will also be down in the description. I think I said caption before, I meant description part. So, Smart Study Gal, her templates are the most aesthetic things. I'm going to try to insert some pictures here as well. Now, she also has like periodic tables that look really nice and things like that. Now I remember printing off A3 versions of it, writing on it and sticking it on my wall. So I actually still have like little blue tack marks from when I stuck them in. It's really bad. But I also made a Velcro revision timetable, but I made it to her template. So I'm going to show you guys the template I have kind of done. So I've put 9 subjects, I think it is. So on average, you guys will have 9 subjects. I'm counting every single science, bio, chem and physics as separate subjects. So I'm going to go through what an effective timetable looks like and also explain why it's effective. So let's go through the revision timetable you guys should be able to see on screen. I'm going to move this way a little bit so I can keep it on screen. So if I'm looking down, again, I've got the plan on my laptop. I don't memorise these off by heart. But Monday, we have got maths. So if you have maths, let's say I know my maths homework's due on a Thursday. So I'm going to do an hour's worth of revision for maths on a Monday. I've put there, have a time you will commit to. If you want to commit to 2 hours per subject per week, commit to it then. But in my opinion, that is so unrealistic. When I was 15, 16, I could just about commit to the hour. If you know, for example, for science, you're only going to be able to commit 45 minutes per science, commit to 45 minutes per science. Now, as you get a month before exams, you want to kind of start upping that. What are you going to do in that time though? Let's say you spend half an hour to 45 minutes doing your homework. Spend another 45 minutes or half an hour doing some actual revision. This could mean you are going for a past paper. Maybe you're stuck on ratio and proportion. So you watch a video. After you've watched the video, you're then going to make notes on the video, answer questions on the video, check it. A couple of weeks later, you're going to answer that same question, see if you've improved, see if you're making progress. If not, think, actually, what am I doing wrong? Start learning from your mistakes. It's not too late to do this. Then we've got English literature on a Tuesday. We've then got football on a Wednesday. So that means no revision on a Wednesday. We've then got, let's say, RE on a Thursday, sorry. And on Friday, we've put rest day. After school on a Friday, you might be quite drained. It's been a long week. Take that day off for yourself. Then on Saturday, I've put 2 subjects, that's sciences. You've got 3 sciences. So let's say 45 minutes per science and an hour of English language. You could do 1 question and mark that question in the space of an hour. for an English language question, a 12 marker or a 20 marker. A 20 markers, you want to be spending 30 to 35 minutes on it, plus giving yourself 10 minutes reading time. You're able to do that. There isn't a reason why you're not. If you get extra time, please consider that. I got 25% extra time. Therefore, I would add 25% extra time to how long the question should take. So if it should take half an hour, then I would give myself an extra 7.5 minutes. So I will then add that on. On Sunday, I've put business and history. I personally didn't do business. I did drama and history, but ended up being allowed to drop history, thank God. But that's what I would do. Now, this is an effective plan. Why? Because it includes every subject I do, or this person does. Not only that, it includes a rest day. It's accommodating to what the person is doing during their life. I never had football, but for example, I used to do youth council. So on a Tuesday, I wouldn't be able to do any revision, or I would make it a rest day. So include your plan. So I would say you can have 2 rest days. So if you want that to be your Friday and your Sunday, then have a Friday, Sunday. I would recommend working on a Sunday to get you back into that routine, ready for Monday. Now, in terms of changing the plan, I recommend changing this, I would say about every single week if you want to, or every couple of weeks. Half time, your plan should look different. During your half times, you should be doing 2 hours per subject per week. And you're at a point where you just need to go through that final push. If you get through this final push, I can guarantee you're going to be a lot more successful at GCSEs, and your tracking grades right now can go up by 1 grade or even 2. And I've witnessed this. I am an English tutor myself. I've witnessed people putting the work in during the holidays, doing tutoring, or even those who did tutoring for a bit and stopped. I saw them progress from grade 4 to all the way to grade 6s. It's possible. It's not impossible at all. You just have to be willing to put the work in. However, I know it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's not as easy as saying, I'm just going to revise. No, you have to understand how to revise, which we are going to go through. So I hope this all makes sense. And if you have any questions, please feel free to DM me. My Instagram is exactly the same as my YouTube handle. I feel like I'm going to end up saying that so many times. Just wanted to add, Smart Study Girl also has different types of resources. Please take your time to look through that. I'm not going to be able to sit here and show you everything, as I want this to be as short a video as possible, but also explaining things in as much detail. So please take the time to check it out for yourself, and any questions, feel free to DM me and I will get back to you, I promise. In this part, I'm going to go through how to specifically revise for the main subjects, as well as subjects that I personally studied and have knowledge on how to revise, basically. So let's start off with maths. So for maths, websites I recommend is Corbett Maths and Physics Maths Tutor. Physics Maths Tutor is literally, I love that website. As well as that, there are paid websites you can use. For example, I believe Primrose Kitten does some maths things, as well as Exam QA, but I know Exam QA is very sciencey based. However, I believe they also have maths stuff as well. How are you going to revise for maths? Practice. And you're going to hear me say this so much in this part of the video, but the only way you can get better at something is practicing it over and over again. You make the mistake once, then you do it again. You make the mistake twice. By the 3rd time, you started to learn and make development and progress. By the 4th time, you've almost nailed it. Keep on having that practice. Space out your practice as well. That is what's going to help you so much. If you want to maths in a bit more detail, feel free to DM me and I'll send you like a voice note explaining how to revise maths in more detail. I hope that part made sense. Next is English, my speciality. So for English, if you want to have free resources, that's what I'm going to go through. Now, if you're doing Shakespeare, there's a website called myshakespeare.com. It will all be in the description below, but if I can find it, I will put it up here as well. As well as AQA English Revision, if you're doing AQA. I'm going to put the links in the description. I don't remember the website link off by heart, but those websites help me a lot. But as well as that, Physics Maths Tutor, again, it does have an English section where you can look at notes for an Inspector Calls, Macbeth, A Christmas Carol, etc. Now, obviously, I am an English tutor. I specialise in sort of teaching and tutoring in English, and I have done for the past almost 2 years. So it'll be 2 years in September that I started tutoring. So my biggest advice that I would give for English is, again, practicing past papers. You can find a lot of past papers on your exam board's website, or even Revision World. If you type up AQA English language paper, it will come up on Revision World with every single thing you need. Now, as well as that, if you want sort of a little bit of extra help with English, I will be offering tutoring at a discounted rate for anyone who's watched this video. So I will put a code here. If you DM me the code Tanisha5, I will sort you out with tutoring at a discounted price. So just DM me if you want that. As well as that, I'm going to be going on sub-only lives on TikTok. So what this means is you pay £5 a month, and every Sunday, I believe I'm going to work out the times, but I'm thinking every Sunday, 5 till 6, I will do a revision live on English, and it will be every week, and you're just paying £5 a month, basically. And then once you have finished your exams, you can cancel that membership. As well as that, I will be going live on TikTok for free lives. So for example, the day before your exams, I will be on live kind of going for any last minute English tips and things like that. So make sure you're following my TikTok, because a lot of stuff will be posted on there, as well as just random revision videos. If I've got free time, I might make a video on A Christmas Carol. So please go and follow my TikTok, as well as keep subscribed to my YouTube, because I don't have everything that I'm going to do planned, but I am planning on doing a lot more GCSE content this year, so stay tuned for that. Now, I know I've spoken a lot about English, so let's get into science. Physics, maths tutor, exam QA, and revision world. Past papers, keep on top of your past papers. Make sure you've done every single past paper you can possibly do. Because I remember when I did my GCSEs, if you go onto Revision World and look at AQA Triple Science 2018 past paper and look at the 2023 one, they are almost identical. I'm not even lying to you. The questions were pretty much the same. I looked at the paper and I remember going, Miss, is this the right paper? Have you given me a different paper? Because the questions were about the same topics. The predictions were near enough correct. I'd revised those topics. I love those papers. I didn't enjoy physics paper 2 though. That one was, no, you couldn't pay me £1 million to resit that. But yeah, that's my science kind of websites that you could use. Modern foreign languages. So I did French and I used Quizlet. So we had Quizlet stuff set up, but also I don't know if Duolingo would be a good way to revise. You could try it, I guess. I personally didn't use Duolingo, but I know that it's worked for some people. But again, past papers, do a listening test, do a speaking test with your friends, your family, get people to help you, things like that. And I got full marks in my writing, and the way I did that was just constantly writing paragraphs, and that's how I got full marks in my writing. I still don't know how I managed that, but my teacher came up to me and said that I was the only one in my whole class who got full marks on writing. I was like, I don't know how, but I pulled through. Now, let me know if there's any other subjects that I've missed that you might want help with, but I didn't do every subject, obviously. But if I've done the subject and I know a little bit, I can try and help you. But we're going to move on very swiftly to the next part, where I'm going to talk about how to actually revise using the tips I've just given you and the websites, because you can have the websites, but what use is the website if you don't know how to apply this, which is what I'm going to go through now. How do you revise? Revision isn't as simple as opening a book and reading it and being able to ace your exams. There's so much more to it. So I'm going to go through what worked for me. So what worked for me for science was making mind maps on pretty much every free science lesson video that I was stuck on. So let's say I was stuck on photosynthesis. I would find the free science lesson video, watch it, make a mind map. But on the back of my mind map, make questions. And I would constantly be testing myself. I made Quizlet flashcards. Those are the things that work for me. Do not make written flashcards unless that really works for you. Writing thing does help muscle memory. However, if you're prone to losing things very close to your exams, please don't do it. Whilst you're walking to school, do some flashcards on Quizlet. Whilst you're in the car, do some flashcards on Quizlet. This is why Quizlet is literally the best thing ever. If anything, I'd recommend paying for Quizlet Plus if you would like to. I think Quizlet is just a very good resource, but a lot of the times they also have pre-made quizzes you can do, so pre-made flashcards, which you can also use. But sometimes I find it's best to write your own with detailed responses as well. Now, mind maps are a brilliant way. This wall was also filled with mind maps. My whole room, this wall all the way down to the end, all the way here, all the way to there. I have a lot of space in my room. And I can't remember the layout of my room during GCSEs. I believe it's the same as what it is now. But the wall there, I've got loads of pictures now. That was blank. That was full of GCSE stuff. I don't have any pictures because I just never took pictures. If I can find some, I will insert them, but I'm sure I don't. I just remember having loads of stuff all over the walls, stuck on wardrobes, stuck on everything. And every morning I'd wake up and I'd see Christmas Carol, As Solitary as an Oyster, memorised all my annotations, did all of that. I absolutely loved English, so I used to sit and, for example, on a piece of paper, write a quote. Once I've written the quote, I will then explode the quote, stick it on the wall, and basically that's how I revised. Now, rereading through your notes, let's talk about it. It's not an effective way to revise. However, reading through your notes, making questions on those notes, then putting answers to the questions, then practicing those questions, that is an effective way to revise. So if you like reading your notes and you make really nice notes in class, I was the opposite. I never made great notes in class. But if you're that kind of person who does that, read your notes, write some like flashcards, whether that's on Quizlet or in a notebook, do that. Quiz yourself, but make sure that the question and the answer you're able to do look, cover, write, check kind of thing. That's another technique. Loved it. Learned it in year 2, I believe. Look, cover, write, check. We used to do this a lot with spelling, and it really helped me a lot. Now, that is sort of how to revise generically. If you guys want a very specific video where I literally get my laptop screen record and go through exactly how to revise and show you as well, like do a mind map and things like that, I'm happy to do that. Please let me know. If you guys want me to upload pictures of mind maps, I'm happy to do that as well. Just let me know. But this video has been very long, however, hopefully very effective and very useful for any of you in Year 11. Now, don't forget, there will be a lot more Year 11 content coming out, which will be separate to my main channel videos. Well, it's still all on my main channel, but it'll be separate to the Friday videos, just because obviously not everyone's in Year 11. So yeah, I hope you guys learnt something from this. And yeah. So guys, that is it for this video, but I want to leave you on a note saying whatever happens in your GCSEs doesn't define you as a person. You are more than these grades, and you're capable of so much more different things. Whatever you want to do in life, whether it's you want to be a doctor, surgeon, nurse, a vet, police officer, astrologist, anything you want to be, the world's your oyster. But whatever you want to be, it's possible. These grades will not be a barrier for you unless you let it be a barrier. There are ways of getting around it. You can retake the GCSE if you need to. You can do it as an A-level. You can fight for it. But as long as you're willing to fight for it, work hard for it, you're going to get it. And that's genuinely a fact. Now, also, your life goals will change. Right now, you might want to be a doctor so bad. But maybe you get through A-levels and you're like, actually, I want to be an astrologist. That's okay. Things change. You know, I wanted to be a teacher. And now I'm just thinking, I don't know if I could handle it. Like, after tutoring, I love tutoring. But it can get a lot. And that's literally a few hours a week. Imagine a full week of teaching. I don't know if that's for me, but your goals and what you want to do in life will forever change and always evolve, and that's what makes life so beautiful. Like, you can do so many different things, and it's just so amazing. And just don't let these grades that you end up getting in August bring you back down into a place where you just feel super shit about life, because you're worth so much more than a grade. And I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I will be posting more GCSE content on my channel, on TikTok, and I will be posting stuff on Instagram. So make sure you're following everything. I will put everything here. Screenshot it, do whatever. Make sure you're following. And I will see you all very soon for another video. Thank you for watching. Bye!